Hello. Hello again. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm Bold Reviews Lady, and this is Talk to the Hand Reviews. Today I'm so excited to talk to you about one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it's really affordable. It is Vanderbilt by Gloria Vanderbilt. Okay, first, when I was little, when I was young, a little bit before I was a teenager, and then through my teenage years, and because my mom had it, right? And it's just one of those beautiful, light, easy to please floral fragrances that I can spray all the time, and it's never bothers me. It's just such a beautiful, soft fragrance. And I know that a lot of people are now see, back when I used to work behind the counter in fragrances and cosmetics, there were no fragrances that cost much more than $150. Even the pure perfume oils. If you bought a 1 ounce of a perfume, maybe that would cost more. But nowadays, fragrances, it's so common for fragrances to cost $250 minimum. But this is one of those amazing ones that it really deserves to be appreciated and remembered and recognized. So I want to tell you a little bit about Gloria Vanderbilt, the woman, the person, because I never really knew. But I mean, like a lot of people, I have a history of purchasing Gloria Vanderbilt products throughout my lifetime. So I want to tell you who the nose is for this fragrance. By the way, it came out in 1982. The nose is Sophia Grossman over at IFF, International Flavors and Fragrances. And she also created, okay, get this, she also created YSL Paris. She created Calvin Klein Eternity. Those are two of my lifetime signature fragrances. I mean, it's been like a few years since I've worn them, but prior to those few years, from the moment I tried them until I was like, oh, it's okay, I think I'll put these aside for a while, it was years and years. So this woman has created a lot of my favorite fragrances. She created Lancome's Trésor, Coty Exclamation, so that's another one of those affordable ones that she also created. She created for Estee Lauder both beautiful and white linen. So, you never know. A lot of these inexpensive fragrances were actually crafted by noses that have created some of the world's best known fragrances. It's considered an amber floral. I was surprised. I wouldn't think of it as an amber floral, but that's what they say. So I wanted to tell you a couple things about the woman, the person, Gloria Vanderbilt. Who was she? Well, she was Gloria Laura Vanderbilt, and she lived from 1924 to 2019. She had a pretty good run. She was an American artist, actor, fashion designer, heiress, and socialite, and author. And she's Anderson Cooper's mom, if you know who that is. He's a commentator. And she was an heiress, Gloria Vanderbilt, and she was a descendant of Cornelius Vanderbilt, who was a creator of a railroad empire and one of America's first millionaires. Gloria Vanderbilt dated Errol Flynn and Howard Hughes. She married Leopold Stokowski. So many famous names here and there, here and there. She studied the Meisner acting technique. I studied the Meisner acting technique. It's great. It's great. And I studied a lot of other before that. And then when I started that, I think it really improved. So, I don't know. If you like acting, you might want to check out Meisner technique. I found it to be really helpful. After she had, I'm not sure how many times she was married, but after she was divorced from, I think from Leopold Stokowski, she dated Frank Sinatra and then married director Sidney Lumet in 1956. And after that divorce, she married a writer named Wyatt Cooper and had 2 sons with him, Carter and Anderson. So I guess Anderson is the youngest of her children. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Did you do some? You know what? I heard something this week that said just getting up and moving around like for 3 minutes helps you to be, helps your body somehow. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it does, but it's good for you. So there's a method to my madness, sort of. So I want to tell you, what's it smell like? According to our friends over at Fragrantica. Okay. 348 people felt it smelled like Red Moscow. Sorry, the New Dawn from Red Moscow. Yeah. $217 people felt it smelled like Oscar de la Renta Original. It does smell a bit like Oscar Original, but it does not smell the same. 126 people felt it was similar to Guerlain's Lheure Bleue. Again, I agree, but it does not smell the same. They're in like the same vibe. Well, they're in the same category because they're, what we would have called it back then was white floral. We didn't have all this access to so much information to be so specific about, oh, it's a you know, a fruity floral or a gourmand, or, you know, we didn't really have gourmands back in the day, not so much. Okay, 73 people felt it was like Esprit d'Oscar. Again, I would say Esprit d'Oscar. Esprit d'Oscar, I love. But I wouldn't say Esprit d'Oscar, Oscar de la Renta, or Lheure Bleue smell the same. I would say classic Oscar smells kind of like Esprit d'Oscar, but they're definitely not the same. But I think you'll like them both. If you like one, you'll like the other. And 32 people felt it was like Les Secrets de Sophie from Guerlain. I've never tried that. It sounds so exciting. I bet I'll love it. 32 people, yeah. So yeah, and also too, Gloria Vanderbilt, this wonderful, amazing floral fragrance, was worn by Princess Diana. Okay, and now my personal story about Gloria Vanderbilt products, other than this wonderful fragrance, but I'm going to spray some more because I love it so much, and I'll tell you my little story. I love the disco vibe. Very disco-y. Okay, I know a lot of you will remember, well, if you're my age, you remember the jeans sensation sweeping the nation in the 80s and the 90s. You better have your designer jeans, girl. Well, I grew up, it was just my mom and I. We didn't have a lot of money to spend, so I really wasn't a kid who could afford designer jeans necessarily, you know. I had to really go shopping and really look hard. Plus, I was heavy set. So, you know, if you're a heavier person, sometimes it's difficult to find jeans that are going to fit you, you know. But I remember this one year, I think I was about 14 years old. Yeah, I think I was about 14 years old, and Gloria Vanderbilt jeans and Vidal Sassoon and Calvin Klein jeans and what else? They were all the rage. And my mom and I were shopping for school clothes for me, and I found a pair of Gloria Vanderbilt designer jeans. on sale at a price that we could afford. And they were green corduroys. And I know it sounds weird. I found a picture, I'll show it here, or maybe I'll let it take up the whole screen, of jeans I think might have been my jeans. They were, you know, someone had got themselves, look at these vintage Gloria Vanderbilts. I think they're my jeans, girl. But no, these were smaller than my size. But yeah, I remember like it was cool because it was my opportunity. Now, granted, they were kind of unusual. They were green corduroy. They were still cute, and I had my chance to, you know, I had others after that. I had other designer jeans after that. But that was my first opportunity to get to be one of those people wearing designer jeans, and it was my Gloria Vanderbilt's. So it's a special story for me. So, Gloria Vanderbilt, a piece of history. It can be your new history if you buy it. I think it's a beautiful floral. We would have called it a white floral back in the day. We wouldn't have called it an amber floral. But yeah, if you like florals, I really think you'll like it. So thanks for watching me again, and I'll see you next time. I hope to see you next time.